here is what we're doing. So the first thing you need to do is on your computer, so right under where the quiz was, find the block that says first period group political cartoon analysis and open that Google Doc. So this is a shared Google Doc for this class. So what that means is everyone in this class will be editing the same document. So you will see, yeah, like I'm already seeing everybody's names pop up, okay? So each table is going to get one of these political cartoons about the Red Scare. So based on what you know about the Red Scare, about post-war xenophobia, you are going to be looking at your political cartoon and filling out the questions in your box. So there is a box for each political cartoon. And then the 8 questions that you're answering are at the very top of the document. So you can select one person from your group to actually do the typing if you want. But all of you will be looking at the questions and looking at the political cartoon with your group. So the first part of this, you are going to be talking with your group about the things you see in this cartoon, answering the questions, and then we'll come together as a whole class to look at all 6 of them, because obviously your group is only going to be doing 1 and there's 6 total, okay? So I'm going to pass these out and then you guys can get started with answering those questions.
So the devil is painting.
But who are these people? That's what I'm asking.
Most of it,
And then it's
Judas,
like, and then it's red,
Nero.
and then like the red, you know.
Wait, hold on. This is a complex name he got there.
So I believe this here insect is spreading some type of disease.
I believe it's
I'm not
spreading
sure.
the red.
Yes, it does say red. Yes, indeed. China, France. What do you think?
I'm not sure. Well, I mean, yeah, but it's a fence. I mean, the fence is really just like trying to show like how Russia's getting over it to bring liberalism over into the United States.
I did look it up. It's right here.
Number 3.
I guess that was
Number 3 is how is America portrayed in the cartoon. So it's as a fence, yeah.
You shall touch it.
That's one strand of
No, it's not. All I was running.
I don't even see nothing about America in this.
because Rome and Russia,
Rome
it
had
looks
So,
scary.
think when you're looking at this. So these people here, think in history who they are. These are real people.
Like Judas, they got to
So-
do Rome, right?
So if you know the story in the Bible of Judas betraying Jesus, right? So he's seen as a bad person, right? Nero was an emperor in Rome. So yes, you were right about Rome. So was Caligula, but they were both seen as like really bad emperors, very, very tyrannical and responsible for a lot of bad things that took place in Rome. So when you think about that and you think about who the person is that's painting all of these pictures,
Satan.
so obviously he's responsible for the creation of all of these bad people.
evil branches.
Yeah, it's portraying bad people.
Important
Look at his
distinction
eyes.
that
He
you need
looks
to
really
determine.
upset.
Is it a mirror or is it a fly swatter
It's
or
a-
a fan?
Yeah, I can
most
see the
definitely
wind
a swatter.
streaks right there.
It's most definitely a swatter.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
shall this be a mirror? And he is looking at this direction.
Yeah,
This is
exactly,
about
like-
a 46-degree
Who
angle,
would do that?
and this is not a mirror.
Group number 2, what is going on in your political cartoon?
The devil is painting Bolshevik, Judas, and Nero.
Okay, and so what do you think the message of this political cartoon is?
It is representing all the evil the devil did.
Okay, so what's that saying about the Bolshevik?
That they're bad. They're a bad creation.
Okay.
Bad people.
Yeah. So in this particular political cartoon, you can see that the name of this political cartoon is called Hell's Masterpiece. And basically, you see the devil who is painting a picture of a Bolshevik. But on the bottom, on the ground, you see that he has also painted other pictures as well. And you see Judas, Nero, and Caligula. So if you know anything about Judas, who knows the story of Judas in the Bible? What does he do? So he's the one, yeah, good. So he's the one who betrays Jesus, right? Like the 30 pieces of silver deal in the Bible, right? So obviously in this particular example, he's seen as a bad person. Nero and Caligula were both Roman emperors who were seen as very, very bad. They did some really crazy stuff. Nero was responsible for this like great fire that destroyed much of Rome. So what it's saying here is what Shawnee said, that the Bolsheviks are bad. What do you also notice about the way that he is painting the Bolshevik? What do you notice about the image?
They making him look ugly.
Right. So they're making him look really ugly, detestable, right? And did anybody notice what? Yeah, I'm not sure who that is on the top right either. I was thinking maybe Lenin since it's before Stalin's time. I was thinking probably Vladimir Lenin. But it doesn't have his name on it like the others. So I'm not 100% sure. But did anybody notice what is written on his paintbrush?
Oh, red.
Right. And what does red represent? Right. It represents the Red Scare. I heard somebody say it. So red, yeah. So red represents communism, right? So for this first question, I'm asking you to list 2 adjectives that describe how the Russians or Bolsheviks are represented in your cartoon. What's an adjective? Right, it's describing a noun. So for example, we're not going to use insect. That's not an adjective, right? That's a noun. What describes that insect? So, right, good. So what are some words to describe how the Bolsheviks are being portrayed in your political cartoons? So as you add these words, you'll see this word cloud being created as you're adding words. Answering this question as well, what message was the cartoonist trying to get across in your cartoon? So what's it telling us about Bolshevism, communism? Question. And this is obviously your opinion, but just to kind of poll the class, which of these political cartoons do you think has the most persuasive or impactful message?